I would have finessed things a little differently on how they got there.
In the ring, John Cena has set the record!
I'm going to ruin professional wrestling. Those were John Cena's words after winning his historic 17th World Championship at WrestleMania 41. But here's the thing, someone else is doing a much better job at that, and his name is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Talk about irony, right? Cena turns heel, promises to destroy the business, and yet the board of director, The Rock, the people's champion, is the one actually causing chaos. 65,000 fans in Allegiant Stadium waiting for The Rock's music to hit after that bizarre Travis Scott interference, and nothing, just confusion, disappointment, and one of the flattest WrestleMania endings in history. 20 minutes remaining on the show, and a 17th World Championship moment that should have been legendary were completely undermined. The final boss orchestrated the biggest heel turn we've seen in history, and then just vanishes. For what? To watch from his couch in Hawaii while tweeting about his tequila brand. The entire wrestling world was buzzing after Elimination Chamber. John Cena, Mr. Hustle, Loyalty and Respect for the last 2 decades, finally embracing the dark side at The Rock's direction. It felt like the start of something massive, but instead of seeing it through, The Rock decided to bail on the biggest show of the year. Today we're breaking down why The Rock completely ruined WrestleMania 41, how his power as a TKO board member might be creating chaos backstage, and why this isn't just some random booking mistake. It might be part of a pattern that's threatening Triple H's creative control. So without any further ado, let's dive into it. The night after WrestleMania 40, The Rock indicated he was coming for Cody Rhodes.
Your story with Roman Reigns is over, but our story has just begun.
And then he followed this up at Bad Blood. And then on the Raw Netflix debut, there was a complete U-turn. The Rock turned babyface and he was hugging Cody Rhodes, explaining how they became good friends. And then at the Elimination Chamber, The Rock turns up with Travis Scott and confronts Cody Rhodes and asks him to sell his soul to become the final boss's champion. When Cody refuses, John Cena himself turns heel for the first time in over 2 decades, attacking Cody Rhodes in a moment nobody saw coming. This angle instantly caught fire. The internet went crazy, fans were buzzing about what this meant for WrestleMania. Was The Rock forming some kind of new faction? Was this leading to The Rock vs Cena 3? The possibilities seemed endless. And then silence, complete radio silence. For the next 6 weeks leading into WrestleMania, The Rock vanished. No appearances, no promos, no social media posting character, nothing. The story continued with Cena and Rhodes building their WrestleMania match, but The Rock, who was literally the catalyst for the entire angle, was barely mentioned. Still, most of us assumed that this was intentional. The Rock would surely show up at WrestleMania to complete the story. That's wrestling storytelling 101. You don't introduce a major plot element and then just abandon it. So WrestleMania 41 comes around. Night 2 culminates with the highly anticipated main event, John Cena vs Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship. The match itself was nothing to write home about, but everyone was waiting for the moment The Rock's music hit. Even after Cena wins, 65,000 fans in the arena were waiting to capture The Rock's entrance. What made it worse was that the show ran 20 minutes earlier than usual, so there was plenty of time for something to happen. But instead of The Rock, all we got was Travis Scott, who took 5 years to come out to the ring. I mean, a rapper isn't the kind of person you want to determine the outcome of the biggest match of the year. He took a crossroads from Cody, setting up Cena's win, and that's it. The show ends with Cena and Scott celebrating while the audience look around confused, wondering if there's more to come, but there wasn't. For a company that's had such a creative hot streak, this felt like a massive misfire. WrestleMania 40's conclusion was considered one of the greatest WrestleMania moments ever, whereas WrestleMania 41's ending ending is already being called one of the worst. The backlash was immediate. Social media lit up with fans expressing their disappointment, calling Rock the biggest fraud in wrestling history and emphasizing how he only comes back for his own convenience. And some people wanted him gone from the company forever just to go away and make his movies. He keeps lying about how he loves wrestling and then never shows up to work when it matters most. It got so bad that The Rock seemingly felt the need to do damage control. The day after Raw, he appeared on the Pat McAfee Show to explain his absence, and this is where things get even more bizarre. According to The Rock, he was actually watching WrestleMania from his couch at home. He wasn't filming a movie or dealing with some unavoidable scheduling conflict. He chose not to be there, and his explanation was he made the call to step back and let Cena and Rhodes have their spotlight, and then kicked us all in the nuts when he revealed that after the Elimination Chamber, he personally called both Cena and Rhodes to tell them that the final boss's work was done.
I said, I think the final boss's work is done.
This would be fine if the story actually supported this, but it didn't. The entire premise of the angle was that The Rock had orchestrated Cena's heel turn. He was the puppet master pulling the strings. For him to just disappear completely from the storyline makes the whole thing feel unfinished and nonsensical. And then things get a little bit more interesting. During the same interview, he revealed something telling. His involvement with Elimination Chamber came after a direct call from TKO CEO Ari Emanuel, who told him ticket sales were a little slow.
I get a call from Ari Emanuel, who we know. He said, we need help at Elimination Chamber. Ticket sales are a little slow.
And they needed him to create a must-see moment. This paints a completely different picture than the one WWE wants us to believe. It suggests that The Rock isn't just returning because he loves wrestling. He's returning when the business needs a boost. And it's worth noting that The Rock now sits on TKO's board of directors with significant financial stake in the company. Former WWE announcer Jonathan Coachman raised some eyebrows with this take. Rock and Triple H hate each other so much that Rock decided to sacrifice a WrestleMania to prove his point that Triple H can't book, that Triple H should not be the head of creative. While that's speculation, it does make you wonder about the power dynamics within WWE right now. Rock even admitted during the Pat McAfee Show that he would have finessed things a little differently on how they got there.
I would have finessed things a little differently on how they got there.
Regarding the WrestleMania finish, that's a board member publicly criticizing the creative direction of the company's biggest show of the year. This isn't just the first time The Rock has disrupted WWE's creative plans. Remember his appearance at Bad Blood? He showed up, got a massive pop, teased something with goosebumps and holding up fingers, and then nothing came of it. It was never mentioned again. Then there's this whole saga leading into WrestleMania 40, where reports suggest Rock was originally slated to face Roman Reigns, potentially taking Cody Rhodes' spot in the main event. Fans' backlash forced them to change plans, leading to the now famous Cody finishes the story angle. It's creating a pattern where The Rock seems to drop in and out of WWE programming at his convenience, with little regard for the long-term storytelling, and as a member of TKO's board, he has every influence backstage. The good news is that John Cena's heel run as champion is off to a hot start. On Raw, he cut an excellent promo about ruining wrestling, before Randy Orton hitting him with an RKO, setting up their next program, and the product is moving forward. The Rock has hinted that the Soul storyline may continue, saying that we'll go back to it, but should we believe him? If he can't commit to seeing a story through WrestleMania, literally the culmination of WWE's storytelling year, why should fans invest in his next appearance? Here's the bottom line: The Rock can be an incredible asset to WWE when he's fully committed, as we saw during the build to WrestleMania 40, but when he's just dropping in for the occasional appearance with no follow through, it actively harms the product. Wrestling at its core is about storytelling, building emotional investment and delivering satisfying payoffs. WrestleMania 41 gave us the opposite, a setup without a punchline, a story missing its final chapter. The Rock may be one of the greatest performers years in WWE history, but when he made the call to step away, he robbed fans of the closure that they deserved. No one is bigger than wrestling itself, not even the final boss. So what's your take? Did The Rock ruin WrestleMania? And do you think he should actively involve himself in wrestling storylines going forward? I'd love to hear your thoughts, so leave them down below in the comment section. And while you're there, smash the like button and subscribe for more wrestling content right here on WrestlingReel.